Hello. The dummy, the pages. I'm Audie, I have autism and I don't know a lot, but I do read a lot. This month we are working our way through Tomb of Sand by Gitanjali Shree, which is a long book translated from Hindi about an elderly woman who loses her life partner and sinks into a deep depression. And it's about her story of coming out of that depression and then meeting a trans woman and going on an adventure across India. I technically have had this open since last summer because I've never read anything translated from Hindi before, and so it's a little hard to get through. I just feel like the impact would be a lot more, if I knew the original language. There are beautiful lines and moments that I'm very much enjoying. It's just been a little confusing because I've never read anything that is quite like this as far as style. So we're on chapter 24, page 233. I try to read a little bit of this every day. The chapters are really short, which I very much appreciate. This is the cover, by the way. Then for the book club that I have with my roommate, we are going to start Chain Gang All-Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah, which is about a dystopic America where the prison industrial system is for profit and prisoners have to fight for their freedom gladiator style. It follows, as far as I understand, 2 prisoners who are also lovers. I think this will be poignant and difficult and also very enjoyable. I have high hopes for her. And then, just as a little brain break type book, a for fun book, since these two are heavier reads, I picked up The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, high fantasy children's literature from the 30s. It is a childhood favorite, and I just thought it's time for some comfort. I'm on page 18 of this, chapter 1. That is the stack. For right now, this is what we are sinking our greedy little teeth into. Come hang out with me for a while as I do stuff and, most importantly, read stuff. Hello, and thank you for joining me today on this day, the most gravest of occasions. Book mail day. Say hi to Papa Swan. This is supposed to be a day of celebration and happiness, but it's not. And I have a few reasons why. You can't tell, but this book was nasty when it came. It had visible gunk on it. It felt disgusting. And so I'm sitting here like scrubbing the gunk off. The edges are jagged. The corners were folded over. This page is weirdly ripped. Hello? Anyway, this is the last Rachel Harrison I haven't read. So I was excited to get it. But now... Ew! I was especially upset about this one. Dr. Greta Helsing series from like 2017. I read the first one. I loved it. Couldn't wait to get the second one. But it's shiny and smaller than the book that I already have. The other cover is matte and textured and lovely. This? Why is this shiny? This is going to bother me until the end of time. I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't bother me. The last book that came is fine, and that's Notes of a Crocodile. I don't know how to pronounce this name. It's from 1991, and it's just about, as far as I understand, messy gayness in Taiwan in the 90s. So, sounds great to me. This one's fine. It's in fine condition, so I'm not mad at her. I'm so mad at these. I know I should be grateful that I could even buy books, and I am. But the thing is that I love books so much, and I was so excited to get these, to add them to my collection and read them and love them, that when they came and they weren't what I expected, As per my personality, I was very upset. I wish I were different. I also wish these books were different. But neither of us are, so I have to figure out how to live with that. This has been an update. Happy same day, new day. You might be like, oh, Audie, why are all your videos shot at night? What's up with that? Well, the fun thing about my autism is that it forces my body into a reverse schedule. So I'm awake during the night and I'm sleeping for most of the day. Unless I absolutely have something that I have to do during daylight hours, I'm just here, baby. Which is great for reading, I will say. We're still reading The Hobbit. What fortuitous timing, because I didn't realize this was what time of the year this was set. But perfect timing for now, which is end of April, beginning of May. Because, listen to this. That's how they all came to start, jogging off from the inn one fine morning just before May. That's when the adventure starts. Wow. Perfect book. And you know what? I do find that this happens to me a lot. I tend to pick up books. They have similar themes, or characters will be named the same thing, or they'll be in the time of the year that I'm currently living in, or just strange little things that are they're very magical to me. It just gives me that feeling like I'm in the right place at the right time. I haven't heard this story since I was a wee one. My dad read it to me when I was a child because he loved it, but I've never read it, and reading it as an adult is so nice. It's good, it's cute. Gandalf is funny, and Bilbo, he's relatable, let me tell you. He faints at the thought of adventures, and all he wants to do is sit at home and drink tea and eat cakes, and is that not what we all want? Bilbo was sadly reflecting that adventures are not all pony rides and May sunshine. Same could be said about life, my guy. He had read of a good many things he had never seen or done. Same, buddy. I'm only on chapter 3, page 46. I want to get a lot of this read tonight. Let us venture forth. Riddles were all he could think of. Asking them, and sometimes guessing them, had been the only game he had ever played with other funny creatures sitting in their holes in the long, long ago, before he lost all his friends and was driven away alone and crept down, down into the dark under the mountains. Not me relating to Gollum. I guess we kind of even look alike. Excuse me. Hello again. I did finish The Hobbit. I said this was a childhood favorite, and no surprise to me, it is also an adulthood favorite. This is just the most straightforward adventure story I've ever read, which makes sense because it's children's literature. So there's no dawdling, you just get right into the action. And basically every chapter is a new adventure that our little troupe is going on. So it was fast and it was fun. It had me smiling, it had me chuckling, it reminded me of my dad. Hashtag Dad Club. And it had me comforted, which is all I wanted from this. Could I critique it? Yeah. But do I want to critique it? No. I just had fun. I just enjoyed it. It's a classic for a reason, and I personally love this edition. I love this color. I'm so glad I got to read this as an adult. I just love it. I was sad to put it down. The ending, though, was kind of... It wasn't necessarily a sad... Well, yeah, when there's character death, that's sad. So, I don't know. It pulled at my heartstrings. I loved it. After that, I picked up Chouette by Claire Oshetsky. Don't know why I felt like going from comforting children's literature to literary fiction about a woman who gives birth to an owl baby as an allegory for disability, but I certainly did. I am 79 pages into this, and I'm scared. I'm scared this is gonna go in the direction of I'm such a good person because I love somebody with a disability. Like, I'm such a good person because I love somebody who can't love me. I have a lot of feelings about that. If that is the direction this goes in, I'm going to be very upset, and I'm going to cut it up and use it for crafts because, I mean, this cover is gorgeous. I haven't gotten those vibes from it so far, and so I'm hoping that I never get those vibes from it because it is also just very readable and it's very compelling. Not only is she given birth to an owl, but like as she's pregnant with the owl, she also kind of becomes the owl. There's a very cool depiction of how they share her body and how the owl baby directs what her body wants and how it moves. Like, there's a scene where she hunts and eats a possum because the owl baby, it's an owl. I mean, it wants food, it wants meat. There are these really cool moments like that. It's very like fairy tale-esque, which is why I'm liking it so much. Hoping this stays good. Oh, I'm hoping it stays good. Anyway, Chain Gang All-Stars. This book slaps. Only 30 pages in, but I still think this is probably going to be required reading. Because there's such good social commentary in here. Bro, already 30 pages in, this book made me cry. It's so good, even in those 30 pages. Like, I'm looking forward to, but also not looking forward to continuing this read because I think it's just going to be harder and harder and harder to digest. It's so good. So, this is what we are reading now. Am I still reading Tomb of Sand? Yes. That book is not going to be done anytime soon. I am so sorry to say. Also, yes, I am wearing a Halloween headband because we are a Halloween year-round household. Just saying. I think that's all I had to say. Those be the updates. Happy same day, new day. It is a doctor appointment day. I hate that. Hate that. But we persevere. There's only today and tomorrow left in April. I have some serious work to do to clean up my reading month. We're still reading Chouette, and of course we're still reading Chain Gang All-Stars. Still only 30 pages. This is not getting done by tomorrow. This we can do. So this is the priority for today. Baby Jungle Skog believes in us. You'll be our reading buddy for today because we don't read alone here. We always have a reading buddy. He's so small and cute. Anyway, we're coordinating. Do you like my shirt? I also have chicken socks. So maybe our reading buddy for today should be this guy. Chickens. Okay, I'm gonna go dread my own existence. Bye. I'm gonna kiss your cheek. Is it okay? Hello, my friends. Are we friends yet? I hope so. Let's end this week. As you saw yesterday, I had a doctor's appointment. Any kind of doctor's appointment is very difficult for me and induces a lot of panic. And then my partner and I went on a little nature walk to try and decompress. It didn't help that much. I still sat in the car and cried. I might seem like I have it together, but I struggle a lot with most things, including emotion. Speaking of, we finished Chouette. It made me feel things because there was a lot of beauty in here. Really, truly. I especially liked the first part where our main character, Tiny, first gets pregnant, and she, as a human, has to grapple with the idea of being pregnant and of giving her life up for a child. And I found that beautiful and interesting and as relatable as I, a non-parent, could find it. It kept the rawness and realness of how a complicated, non-perfect human would experience parenting an owl or a disabled child. And I think it dealt with that delicately and it dealt with it well. There was some rank ass shit that I didn't like. There's a one point where her lover tells her that she's such an amazing person and there's a special place in heaven for people like her. And that like encourages her and makes her feel capable and good. I hated that. Loving or caring for a person with disabilities does not make you a good person. It doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't make you a saint. And I hate that rhetoric. It's just bullshit. I had to remind myself that like this main character, Tiny, she's not perfect. She's fucked up in her own ways. She has affairs. She struggles with very human thoughts and human reactions to situations. And so I understood the humanity and wanting to cling to encouragement in a very difficult situation, even if that encouragement is fucked up. As a neurodivergent and disabled person, you know, there were things that I came up against in this book that made me have a very viscerally bad reaction. There's a lot of different viewpoints on the disabled in this book, good and bad. And so it was hard to read the bad, but it was also beautiful to read the good. So I did like it. I liked it. I liked that it was not clear what was real and what wasn't. Like you have to go into this like this is a fairy tale. This is a fable. You're supposed to be able to draw parallels to your own human life, but don't put your reality, like don't superimpose your reality on this story. It was challenging. It was beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. Feelings, man. Feelings. Again, feelings, but like important feelings to be felt. An important story to listen to. I feel like every book who compares itself to the Hunger Games wishes it were this book. In the most respectful way, in the best way, it gives off that same vibe of poor disenfranchised people having to kill to survive, literally, and upper class people taking joy in watching that. Really, it's intense. Oh, and guess what? That's right. I haven't read any of this week. It's just a challenge for me, and that's not a bad thing at all. It's actually a good thing. We should be reading some books that challenge us and confuse us and make us think, because that's one of the points of reading, is to get different perspectives on life from different places and people who are not you. And I love stories where the protagonist is elderly. I love them. They're one of my very like niche book interests. It's so rare to find books with protagonists that are even in their 40s. This woman is in her 80s, which I love. It's just sometimes my brain feels like mush and I don't have the drive to read something as challenging in this way, both stylistically and linguistically, and it just takes a lot of energy, and these days I don't have a lot of energy, but she will get done. I want to get this done by the end of this summer. And then just to end off on like a fun note, my partner took me to a bookstore. I have some stuff to talk about. Book haul. We have Brood. I've never heard of this book. I just picked it up because I don't know why. It's had the word brood, and it's about a woman who adopts 4 chickens and her trials and tribulations of caring for them in the first year that she has them. I mean, yesterday was such a chicken day. You didn't see it, but I also, my face mask had chickens on it because, yes, I still wear face masks in public. And I read a couple pages and it seemed like writing that I could really jive with. Apparently this is like supposed to be a story that is like a metaphor for motherhood. I'm hoping it's not another these birds are my babies, like literal human babies, but I'm just talking about them like they're birds. Like, cause we just had that, you know, but I don't know, we'll see. It seems good. Then we have the book. There's an isolated town and women in that town, their purpose is to get married and have children, be mothers, and sometimes the mothers disappear into the sky. I didn't mean to read so many books on motherhood, but hey, it's May. It's Mother's Day month. So, I love a theme. It's giving me literary kind of horror, kind of thriller vibes, and it's been on my radar for a while, so I was excited to see this in my local indie bookstore. So yeah, cool. But the coolest thing is something that I didn't know anything about. So last year I read A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. I really enjoyed it, as did most people who read it. I understand. I am no different from other people. I am just the same. I loved how purposefully pretentious it was. It made me giggle. And the sexual cannibalism also made me chuckle. I'm not going to think too deeply about that. I'm just going to enjoy the things that I enjoy. Anyway, An Excellent Host by Chelsea G. Summers. Apparently it was written and only sold at indie bookstores for Indie Bookstore Day. It's teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. It's like 63 pages, but it's signed. Did people know about this and I'm just out of the loop? I can't get over it. Like, it's autographed. There's no Goodread reviews on this, and there's only like under 100 reviews on Storygraph about it. I thought this was really cool, so I was pretty stoked on that. Anyway, thank you for giving me company this week as I read stuff and did stuff. Yeah, thanks. I don't know how to end stuff, so I'm just gonna say, okay, bye.